Hey, Liam Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today we're learning Working for a Living by Huey Lewis and the News. Okay, this is a really cool solo. There's also an outro. We're going to look at it all, and I'll be using a diatonic harmonica in the key of D. Now you can follow the tab with any key of harmonica, but if you want to play with the original and be in the same key as me, then you'll need a D harp. I'll put a link in the description to buy this exact one on Amazon if you'd like to. Okay, let's crack on with the solo. So I split it into lines. So the lines are A to H, and for line A, we've got, well, the main bulk of it is. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that. That's from the 4-draw bend up to the 2-draw. So he starts with a little bit of a 4-draw bend that he releases. So a scoop. And then after that, I've put a 2-5 draw split, okay? 2 and 5 draw. Now, I'm not 100% sure. There's quite a lot of distortion. But it sounds like it might be that. You could also do a 4 and 5 draw, which is easier. And if you want to shake your head a little bit to get a, you could do. But I think he's getting a, or he might be. Anyway, do that if you can. And 4-draw bend, and then a 4-draw bend, 3-draw, 2-draw. Kind of sliding down to that 2-draw. Okay, so all of that together. Now that's kind of the line, except that he starts with a little bit of a, just a little chug, a little chord around 1, 2, and 3 draw. So it's just a kind of in-breath. And he finishes with a little one as well. They're not so much part of the melody or the line as a rhythmic or filler sort of thing. So you can start and finish with a, like that. Okay, so line B. Okay, so it's really powerful solo. He's got a big fat tone. It's distorted and amplified. And he's doing lots of bends on this whole 4. So we're starting with the 4-draw and we release the bend. And it's a bit of a rough note, kind of 4 and 5 rather than a clean 4, so. And it does that twice, so it goes doo-ah, doo-ah. And then there's again this little sort of almost chugging thing, this rhythmic, which is kind of a backdrop to the solo. There's quite a lot of this kind of filler stuff that's quiet, and not so much a melodic thing as just a rhythmic filler. So, just quickly, and then he's got a really big, fast vibrato, which is better than mine, I think. But it finishes on a vibrato, so. So, 3-draw half-step bend, and then 2-draw. 3-draw half-step bend, 2-draw, and then the 2-draw again with a nice, big, thick vibrato, if you can do that. Okay, so line C. Okay, so we're starting with a little bit of a chug. I think it's probably an out breath, this one, because he's then going to these draw notes, lots of draw notes. So again, that scoop on the 4 and the 2-5 split, if you're able to do that if you want to, or you could do a 4 and 5 draw, just a dirty 4-5 draw. And then 4-draw, 5-draw, 4-draw with a scoop, 4-draw bend, 3-draw, and then 3-blow. It could be a 2-draw, but I think a 3-blow would be a sensible bet in this context. So. That's line C. Okay, line D. Okay, so he's playing a 6-blow twice. We could be even playing an octave, 3 and 6-blow if you wanted to fatten it up. There's almost a little 5-blow in between. Now again, it's not so much part of the melody as just this little extra texture. And it's almost like you half play it. I don't know if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. Sorry. So you could just scoot across if you want to, or you could just go. And then he kind of slides down. In the tab, I've put a 2 blow and a 1 draw in brackets, but it's not like that. It's kind of. It's just a. I mean, if I slowed it down, it'd probably be kind of. But it's more just him sliding down the instrument, and again, it's a filler thing. You could leave it out if you wanted to, but I think it is there. And then, so I've got 3 draw half step bend, 3 blow, could do a 2 draw if you wanted, 3 draw half step again, 2 draw, and then 2 draw full step bend. The reason I've done a 3 blow in between the 3 draws is so you don't have to move in terms of the holes, you just go draw, blow, draw. And then I've done a 2 draw the second time because we're going to do that bend after. And then line E is really, really cool. Really cool. It actually sort of comes straight off from line D. They're kind of joined together, and you could put them as one line if you want to analyze it that way. The reason I didn't is because once you string together loads and loads of tab, it gets hard to process, etc., etc. Anyway, so line E. So the first half, we've got 1 draw bend, 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 draw, 3 draw half step bend. And then 4 draw bend, 4 draw, 5 draw, 4 draw, 4 draw bend, 4 blow, 3 draw, 2 draw. Really cool. Okay, line F. Okay, so we've got 2-5 draw again. If you wanted to just do a 4-5, or maybe even just a 5, probably would make sense if you wanted to just simplify it. So, and then a little, it's kind of just he's getting his air out and doing a rhythmic filler. I've put in the tab 4 draw, 4 blow, 3 blow. But it's not like he's going. He's kind of going. Just like that. It's just a little fill. Well, not a fill as such as just a breath thing. And then, so I've put 2-5, 2-5, 2-5, and then 1-4, or maybe just even the 4 draw. So if you're doing the simplified version, just 5, 5, 5, 4. And of course, line G, big moment. Okay, now he does this better than me. I'll be straight up. He's got this big, really cool vibrato on that 6th draw. I'm no good at the vibrato on the 6th draw, and my vibrato is quite slow as well, like my brain. Okay, but let's see what the tab says, and I'll try and explain it as we go through. So there's this big 6 draw note. I think he's starting with a bend, and then he's holding that 6 draw, but he's putting this beautiful vibrato on it as he bends it again. Okay, so 6 draw bend, release, and bend again whilst adding some vibrato, which I'm no good at, but he's doing it and it sounds good. And then this descending line. So 6 draw, half step bend, and then 6 blow, 5 draw, 4 draw, 5 draw, and then a 4 draw that it's a classic thing to do on harmonica. You bend the 4 draw and then you slide down to the 2 draw, hitting the 3 draw on the way. So, okay? And that's the end of the line. And then to finish this solo, line H. So we're hitting the 4 draw bend and scooping up twice whilst releasing our mouth shape a bit to get a rougher 4/5. Okay, so twice. And then we do it a little bit cleaner the next time. And then 4 draw bend, 3 draw, 2 draw. And that's the end of the solo. Let's get on to the outro. So the outro solo is kind of riff based. So what I mean is it's repetitive. It's got this kind of lick, this riff that he kind of loops over and over, but there's variation within it. So I split it into 4 lines and it runs from after the vocal really to the end of the song. So line A, the basics of line A is... Okay, so this is the stuff that isn't in brackets. So this is a 3 and 4 draw with a bit of a bend on it. So it's kind of punchy and you're pulling on that note a little bit to make it bend. Okay, and then, so really cool descending line, 4 draw, bend to 4 draw, down to the bend again, and then sliding to the 3 and the 2 draw. Okay, and that's kind of the riff, the basics of this outro, what forms it. So, okay, now there is this sort of chugging or kind of chordal stuff that's filling in between it. So he does a kind of just before he starts, which is just 1, 2, 3 draw. Kind of just breathing in, da, 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 da. It's just a little thing. Again, it's not very loud and it's not integral to the solo or the melody. It's just this sort of chordal thing. And then in the middle of that line, there's kind of, I've put it as a 2 blow, 1 draw, and then 1, 2, 3 twice. And again, it's just a little, it's almost like a call and response. Well, this is the response to his call. And it just fills that gap, but without being too prominent and too loud. So line B, we've got, to start with, the basics of it are, we've got, again, but then we go, okay, so 4 draw, bend, 4 draw, and then I'm doing a 2, 5 draw twice, and then a 4 draw, probably with a bit of a bend. So, like that. So, except there's, again, this sort of rhythmic stuff. So to start with, it's kind of got that, again, 2 blow, 1 draw, and then chat chat on the 1, 2, 3 draw. And then in the middle, he does it again. So. Okay, so we've sort of taken the first part and varied it a little bit. Okay, line C. I'll give you a bit of a cop-out for line C. You could just play line A again because I think it's serving the purpose of that same line, okay? But you'll notice that the tab I've written is different. So I'm going to try and give you exactly what he's playing. But as I say, if you want to just repeat line A, you could. Okay, so he's playing, again, without the stuff in brackets. Okay, which is kind of line A without the last couple of notes. Okay, so what's really going on is he's doing a little chord thing to start with, and then, so he's doing the 3 and 4 with a bit of a bend twice, but he's just doing a little blow note between. So probably 3 blow. It might be 3 and 4 if he's keeping his mouth that width. Like that, okay? So you've got, and then we've got our favourite in the middle there. And then, now you could just, which it's serving the same purpose as that, and it kind of is that in some cosmic sense. But I think technically, I slowed the record down and I listened, and I think he's going, so he's actually sliding to the 2 blow and then the 1 draw. but you could just do your normal slide from line A. Okay, so I'll play the line slowly just so that hopefully you can get a sense of what's happening in that line. Okay. Line D, our final line. So again, we're starting with just a little sort of chug on the draw notes, but then 3/4 with a bit of a bend with the breath out in between. So, and then a sneaky little 2 blow. And then resolving to the 2 draw. So 2 draw full step bend, 1 draw, and then 2 draw with some lovely big beautiful vibrato if you can do it. Okay, that's the end of the song and of our lesson. If you'd like to learn more from me, come and check out my online harmonica school. We have students of all levels all around the world. You'd be very welcome. I've put a link in the description so you can come and try a free trial. I'll see you again soon. Cheers.